Hey guys, it's Lexi. I have some empties to share with you today. I was really hoping to get these empties up sooner rather than later, but we are now, I think today's the 17th, right? So we're a little over halfway through the month of January already. These empties are all scents that were kind of rolled over from my previous month's melting baskets. I had 2 last month. They were both kind of like Christmas inspired baskets. So rather than kind of just ending those baskets and putting away a bunch of wax that was from like either like 2021, 2022, and some from 2023, I figured I would rather just try to buckle down and finish what I had so I didn't have to have things stored that maybe wouldn't be as well performing next year for winter. Because I am such a seasonal person, I have to be a little bit more thoughtful about that. So yeah, just knowing myself, I don't like to melt things too much out of season. So I was like, if I don't finish things now while we're still kind of in the season, the chances that I'll go back to it in the summer and finish these are very slim. So that's kind of why I did that. So I do have still some Christmas wax to share, which is so funny to me because I feel like I've taken down the tree, taken down all the decorations, and I'm so over it already. I'm just like, okay, we're done. So it's gonna be Christmas stuff, and now once this is done, I'm like for real done, and I'll really happily share all that I have left for next year that I'm gonna be rolling over. I kind of pulled my bin out so I can share those scents with you guys. So let me start with these 2 wax loaves. So I have 2 loaves that I used pretty much half of, this one a little bit more than this one, but I can happily say that these will both be rolled over to next year, even though the pour date of these are both from 2022, I think. Yeah, this is January 2022, and this one is October of 2022. So they're both pretty old. This one's even older. I honestly felt like, and I melted some of this one last year during Christmas, and I genuinely felt like this got stronger. So the shelf life of Britta's, I mean, I'm very impressed because I felt like this was actually stronger than it was last year. So I don't know, that was weird, but I definitely thought that this one would not make it through this year. I was like, oh, this will be, it was light last year, but then it was stronger this year. So I'm like fine with holding on to this for next year because yeah, that was amazing. Let me talk about this then, since we're kind of already doing that. So this is a custom loaf that I made, and I titled this May Your Spirits Be Bright, and I was kind of playing off like spirits and the bourbon in this. So it's bourbon sauce, caramelized pralines, Mrs. Claus's cookies, and eggnog. This is a really yummy, yummy scent. And like I said, last year it was a mild performer and I didn't really get too much out of it. This year I was like, whoa. I put this in my living room warmers between the 4 warmers, which are a mix of like 25 watt bulb warmers and hot plates I have in here, 2 and 2. And oh my gosh, this was such a good performer. I was like, whoa, this is like, what happened? It was weird. Oh, it was like unexpected how well it did. Oh, and this was yummy. So Mrs. Claus's cookies, I believe, is an oil that contains like an eggnog note, I think, maybe. And then there's also, I had the eggnog blended with it. And then there's like the pralines, which added like this like nutty component to like the very sweet, creamy, like bakery eggnog kind of mixture. So it was like nutty, sweet, creamy, a little hint of like cookie. And then there's also the bourbon sauce, which added like this depth to it. I'm like thinking about the scent now and it's like making my mouth water. It was very, very good. So this, I'm really happy that I held onto it for as long as I did. Cause like, I don't know, like the multiple years of just sitting and like double bagged in a dark space, I guess helped it. I don't really, this was weird. I did not expect that to happen. So really happy that it was such a good performer. This is going to be stored away for next year, and hopefully it still is performing as good as it was this year because I really liked it this year. This one here is Milk and Cookies for Santa. Once again, another loaf that I probably could have just buckled down and tried to finish melting it, but I figured most likely this will come back next year because I think that this is a very popular scent of Amanda's from Salt Mountain Melts, but in the chance that it doesn't, I would be very heartbroken to not have this for the Christmas season because I love it so much. So I figured, you know what, there's only a couple pieces left, like 2 warms. I'll save it. This is like a souffle's worth amount in here. I'll save it for next year, and then if it comes back, I can just prioritize this bag first, finish this, and then use the rest of whatever I get next year. But if I don't have it next year, I'll be devastated. So this Milk and Cookies for Santa is such a good scent, such a good performer. It's eggnog, once again, Mrs. Claus's cookies and sugar cookies. This is like a extra sweet eggnog bakery scent. It's phenomenal. I love this one. This is one that I, like I said, would not want to be without. So hence me saving it a little bit. All right, let me move on to all of my like full empties here. I have 2 clamshells that I was able to finish up from Scentsy. The first one is Blue Christmas. This is actually a scent of the season from not last year, because now we're in January, but the previous year, so 2022. And Blue Christmas is a scent that I considered putting in my melting basket, I think, or my, what's it called? The Scentsy Club. And I considered it, but I had so many like tree and orange scents at the time, so I ended up pulling this out. It's not one that I'm like regretful that I pulled out, but also I feel like I would have been happy to have maybe another backup of this scent. I actually did enjoy it more than I thought I would, but I'm not going to actively seek it out. If it comes back, maybe I'll grab a couple more bars, but this is really nice. It was maybe pine, some kind of a tree, green tree, like Christmas tree type scent with orange. I think like maybe like orange, like an orange rind or something, and then clove. So this came across to my nose, not like a juicy orange, but definitely more of like a zest, like an orange zest kind of a scent. And then the clove spice was definitely very strong and prominent in here. And then with the tree, it was definitely a tree scent too. So it was kind of a scent that to my nose smelled like a very classic Christmas, like almost like a vintagey Christmas, like something I would smell like in like an old like vintage store that had like a Christmas tree up and like a clove candle burning or something like that. It was really pretty. I liked it. Like I said, possibly would pick up more of that if I saw it come back, but I'm not gonna need to actively seek it out. It was okay. One that I will stick in my club when this goes away, I'm sure it'll go away this next season. This is Silver Bells. I didn't think it was going to come back this year, so I stuck it in my club last year, and I'm really happy it came back. This is caramel and caramel something else. I don't know what the other thing is, and like a candy cane note. So it's like a sweet minty scent, and it's really pretty. And I'm not even, like I've talked about before, I'm not even that big of a fan of like mint scents, but this is a really, really well done like sweet mint scent. It's not quite buttermint because it's like it doesn't have the softness to it, but it's like a creamy, I don't know, it's almost like if you put like a peppermint syrup in like a hot caramel sauce. I don't know. It's really, really yummy. I thoroughly enjoy the scent, and this is one that I will stick in my club when it goes away next, like change of catalogs. This was not in my melting basket, but I just stuck it in. I just was like, at the end of all of this, I was like, this was a couple days, this was like yesterday I melted this, and all of my bags were finished, and I needed something for my bathroom, and I didn't want to melt anything like sweet in my bathroom, so I stuck this in. That's the background of this. It's Alpine Frost from Harper James. I gotta be honest with you, it kind of smells a little bit like the scent Winter from Bath & Body Works when you smell the container, and like when you smell the wax, a little bit. Could not smell this in my warmers. It was almost like I didn't put anything in my warmer in my bathroom. I was pretty bummed out about that, but sometimes that happens. This was unfortunately a dud for me. It maybe would have done better if I put it on like a hot plate, or had I saved it and like melted it in my van, maybe I could have gotten more out of it, but for my bathroom, it didn't do much. Let me talk about the one, before I move on to all these bags, let me talk about this one clamshell. This is Buttered Gingerbread from the Bathing Garden. If you watch my last Empties video, I was raving about how great this past month of the Bathing Garden had went for me. And this one was also very, very good. Buttered gingerbread is a scent that's, it kind of is like if you are making, in the process of making gingerbread cookies, it smells like you are sprinkling spices on the dough and like mixing the dough together. So it's kind of like that part of it. It definitely is very buttery to me, but you definitely get the spices, but it almost just smells like you're like in the process of making it. It's not like warm out of the oven gingerbread cookies, and it's not just like overwhelmingly like gingerbread spices, no dough. It's like you can definitely smell both components together, but like, well, almost like while you're making it. So I really enjoy it for that reason. This is a really well done gingerbread scent. This is one that I will repurchase again in the future. And I'm also pretty picky when it comes to gingerbread scents, I think. So really happy with that one. It was a very good performer too. Okay, I have a bunch of bags here. Let me start with these two Brita's Creepy Treasures bags. This first one is Edward's Christmas Wish. It's Christmas wreath, spiced cranberry, and patchouli. This was such a unique scent. I have not smelled anything like this from any vendor wax before. This is yummy. So I definitely smelled like the Christmas greenery, like almost like a Christmas tree scent. Very piney, or like kind of, you know, like a greenery. And then you do get like the cranberry, but it's like a tart cranberry. So it's not like a juicy, sweet, like juice type based cranberry. It's very like tart and kind of like almost like maybe on the verge of like a dried. It says spiced. I'm gonna say dried or juicy or anything. It says spiced, but it definitely is kind of like, I don't know, just smells like a classic cranberry to me. And then the patchouli makes it like slightly masculine leaning. It's like a more masculine patchouli. This is really, really well done. I really like this. I would definitely pick up more of that next year. Very unique, almost like you're going on a date with a, I don't know, like a woodsman, and he's like wearing like a patchouli base cologne, but you're walking through the forest with him. I don't know. It's really, really good. I really like that. And then this one is Elf Snacks. It's Sugar Cookie Royale, Cinnamon Sugar Cookie, and Nutmeg Spice. This is a weird one for me. I put this in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer and another bulb warmer, 25-watt bulb warmer in my office guest bedroom. And this one, it took like a couple hours for the scent to really kick in. And when I could smell it, I enjoyed it. But overall, this was, in general, just like a lighter performer, which typically I've noticed a lot of my Brita's bakery-based scents are usually very strong for me, but this one was a little bit on the lighter end. This probably wouldn't be a repurchase for me. I did enjoy it when I could smell it, but it was kind of rare that I was getting whiffs of it when I would go into that room and walk around and stuff. So probably wouldn't get that one again, but still, it was enjoyable. I have 2 scents from Harper James, but I'll talk about the next one kind of in 3. So this one is Harper James Mrs. Claus's Cookies, Strawberry Pound Cake, Peppermint, and Sugar Cookie. Holy cannoli, this was so strong. I melted 2 cubes of this in my kitchen warmers, both hot plate warmers. And to get inside of my house, you have to enter 3 doors. So I have a door to get into the basement, and then that's the first level. Then you have to go upstairs, and there's another door to get into that main room, and then there's another door to get into the main area. That sounds very confusing, but I don't know. It's just the way my house is set up. So 3 doors worth of like scent blockage, right? This got through all of them. I could smell this outside of my house, literally. Like I could smell it before I went into the house. I was like out and about that day, and before I even opened the bottom door, I was like hit with the scent. Could not believe it. I was like, what is happening? It was this, only from 2 cubes and hot plate warmers. Could not believe it. So I should have known then not to melt any more than 2 cubes at a time, but my dumb brain, one day I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot that it was so strong, and I melted the rest of the 4 cubes in my living room. Like I said earlier, bulb and hot plate warmer mix. Oh my gosh, Tom was in here working on the couch, and he had to get up and leave. He was like, I can't, it's like too strong. So I ended up shutting off 2 of those warmers, letting it kind of do its thing with just 2 warmers on, once those were like gone, emptied them, turned back on the other 2 warmers and let it kind of do its thing. So I could not believe how strong this was, and overall loved the scent. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This one and North Pole that I finished the bag of from last month's empties, both of those were great scents. This one kind of similar. They're both like peppermint scents. This one is stronger on the peppermint because that one had spearmint and some other mint in it too, or vanilla in it, which I felt like toned down the peppermint. This was definitely stronger on the peppermint, like almost like a candy cane peppermint. But then with the addition of like the strawberry pound cake, it just made it like the sweet strawberry peppermint that I like loved. So definitely would get this again. Very strong performer, very impressed by that. That is Mrs. Claus's Cookies. And then kind of on the opposite end, I do want to talk about this other Harper James scent in Christmas Tree Cakes. This one is yellow cake, buttercream frosting, and vanilla pastry filling. Unfortunately, I melted this one, also 4 warmers in my bedroom. Total opposite performance. I really got like pretty much nothing from this scent, unfortunately. Like kind of could pick up like a sweetness in the air, but overall this was unfortunately for me, not a good performer. But I mean, you win some, you lose some. It's not all scents are going to be amazing performers. And I think maybe just the nature of like the bakery, lighter bakery notes in here maybe didn't give it the punch that I wanted it to. So this was unfortunately not a favorite. Wouldn't pick this up again. Maybe if it was reformulated and I would give the reformulation a try maybe, but I don't know why I just couldn't. I didn't get much from this. So this was kind of a bummer for me. But this was the day that I was also doing Battle of the Christmas Tree Cakes, I called it. So I had 2 others going. I had altogether 3 Christmas tree cakes blends. And these are all like the Little Debbie dessert cake, Christmas tree cakes, the white cake that's got like the red little frosting thing. Looks like this, if you guys are familiar. So this day I had all of them kind of going throughout my house. This one I had 2 pieces of the souffle from Salt Mountain Melts, also titled Christmas Tree Cakes. The notes of this are white cake, yellow cake, buttercream, marshmallow, and sprinkles. And this one I had 2 slivers of it from a souffle going in my kitchen warmers, my 2 hot plate kitchen warmers. And this one, it was predominantly the thing that took over the whole house. This was a very, very strong performer. I will say overall, did this smell exactly like a Christmas tree cake to me? No. I think that this smelled to me like buttercream frosting with like a almond extract like mixed into it. So this really reminded me a lot of like my mom's, my cat's playing, sorry. It really reminded me of like my mom's frosting that she makes, because she always makes buttercream frosting with almond extract in it most of the time. And this smelled to me exactly like this. I didn't really get too much of the cake or like any kind of bakery note. It just was mostly like a frosting kind of a scent to me, which was really nice. I wish I could smell a little bit more of the cake, but it was very, very pretty. I really enjoyed this, hence ripping through the souffle very quickly. But I would definitely get more of this for next year. Really enjoyed it. It's very pretty. And also the thing that's giving it that almond extract, Amanda said, was the white cake. Her white cake oil has almond, like an almond base to it. So this also kind of almond sometimes smells a little cherry-ish to me, to my nose. And this to me kind of also gave me a slight reminder, kind of like a slight similarity to her Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookie scent. So I feel like if you have melted this and you haven't melted that, I feel like you probably like that, and vice versa. These kind of similar in the same family. So I really liked it. Very, very good scent. Not super cakey, but this one was the most cakey. So this one is Christmas Tree Cakes from Zape. This is one that I've tried last year and really loved last year. It's fluffy white cake, buttercream filling, and a hint of Christmas spice. This one was by far the most cakey. There was no like almondy note within this white cake. This was just pure cake, like cake with a little bit of like a frosting on it, but more of like a whipped frosting, like a whipped cream vanilla frosting that I thought was more authentic to what the Little Debbie cakes kind of taste like. So this was the most authentic. Also a very good performer. Not quite as strong as the other one, but this was a good like medium strong. This one was like very, very strong. So all of these were great and I enjoyed trying them all. I wish that first one performed better, but I loved that Christmas tree cake day that I did. It was really actually super fun for me. So the rest of all of these I believe are, oh no, nope, I'm lying to you guys. I have a lot of Zape. So let me actually talk about the 3 that are not Zape first. I have, oh my gosh, let me talk about this since we just talked about some other Salt Mountain Melts. This is Salt Mountain Melts Holy Night and Holy Beep. This is so good, you guys. It's vanilla birch, blackberry, and Palo Santo. The vanilla birch and the Palo Santo were like this beautiful, like masculine leaning, woodsy kind of component paired with that sweet blackberry. It was so unique and so pretty. This scent actually made, I went through this in like 2 days. Like I was gone. Like I just kept coming back for this and I wanted more. I wanted more. I loved it. I would get this in a loaf. That is how much I loved this. It was so good, you guys. It was so good. And this was so strong and it was so long lasting. Oh, I loved the scent. So definitely if this comes back next Christmas, this is one I will definitely get in a loaf. I would even consider getting 2 loaves. It was that good. I haven't fallen so in love with the scent in such a long time. And I fell in love with the scent. This was so, so good. This made me want to get more blackberry scents. It just, I can't tell you how much I loved it. It's just like, the words aren't enough. I loved it. It was so good. So that was Holy Night. And then I have 2 here from Teddy Bees. I have Christmas is Coming. This is a souffle of warm gingerbread cookies, cinnamon sugar pastries, fluffy waffles covered in powdered sugar, hints of cedar and Fraser fir. I did not love this bakery and tree combo. I felt like the tree was, I don't know, it wasn't, maybe it was the cedar that was kind of making it not, I felt like maybe if it was just fir and the other notes, it maybe would have melded better, but I felt like the cedar just kind of ruined it. I don't know. It definitely was not a favorite of mine. The performance was very, very good. I did this in my office with the Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer that I always talk about with my Teddy Bees. So it did great in that room. No issues with performance, but the scent appeal was just not personally for me. But if you enjoy bakery and tree scents, then you would maybe really enjoy that one. It just wasn't personally a favorite of mine, which is funny because I thought on Cold Sniff when I did my first Teddy Bees haul, these were both from the last Teddy Bees haul, the last pre-order. I thought that I would like this one more than I liked this one on Cold, but this one was the one that I actually ended up enjoying more. This is Mr. Claus. It's Cranberry Woods, which is a Bath & Body Works type, Frosted Circus Sugar Cookies, and Palo Santo. And this one kind of was similar a little bit to like Holy Night, where that dark like Palo Santo paired with like the berry. This is a cranberry, this one is a blackberry. It just worked really, really well. Like, maybe I just really like cranberries or blackberries with tree notes maybe, or Palo maybe. That's maybe something that I'm realizing that I enjoy. These both had Palo Santo, right? Yeah, so maybe I need to have some more Palo Santo blends. Maybe there was a time that I think I had too much Palo Santo. Maybe I'm just realizing again how much I do enjoy Palo Santo. So anyway, loved this. Also, this is one that I'd possibly pick up at least a tub, if not maybe a whole loaf of this one as well. I should not have judged it so much on Cold. I thought in my head, based on the scent notes, I expected this to be different. That's why I think I was kind of like, about it, because I expected this to be much more, like, I don't know. I think I wanted this to be more like a juicy cranberry with like a tree, but this was much more of like a tart cranberry, but then it went really good with like the tartness of the cranberry and the woods and the Palo went together really well. But then that sweetness of the sugar cookie, it also just worked really nicely. I really enjoyed this one. So this one was a win for sure. That's Mr. Claus, very good performer also. And that one I actually had in my open concept, not just in my Yankee Candle warmer, and it still performed very good. So I'm very impressed about that. One bag here from Rose Girls, I have Thwomps. It's pine, peppermint, sugar cookie dough, and campfire marshmallow. This is a scent that I just really, really enjoy. I think a lot of people are fans of this scent also. It's that yummy peppermint oil from Jenny. That's like her classic peppermint that I've just fallen head over heels in love with, mixed with like a really nice pine that doesn't come across like cleanery to me. I feel like I've smelled some pines that are just, they smell kind of like a cleaner, like a pine sol. This is just like a fresh, minty, outdoorsy, like tree scent. Then you get like a sweetness from that marshmallow, like the toasted campfire marshmallow. It's making my mouth water. And then the sugar cookie dough. This is a really, really good scent. I feel like I don't need to talk too much about it because I think a lot of you guys have tried it. If you haven't tried it, I would definitely suggest it. If you are a fan of like fresh, outdoorsy scents, and you like if you like peppermint, you'll probably like that, or like tree scents, you'll probably like that. It's really, really good. Okay, so all of the rest of these are Zape. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bags from Zape. Bags, I said that weird. A few of these are new to me scents. Let me talk about those one. Actually, let me talk about the ones that aren't new to me first. I have 2 from last year. I have White Christmas. This one is Fir Trees Balsam and Dreaming of a ... This is like the most classic Christmas tree scent from like the Zape holiday release. It's a very well done tree. The fir tree oil is my favorite scent from Zape. It's a very sweet, kind of tree scent. It's not astringent or sharp or overwhelmingly like balsamy. Like fresh balsam sometimes can almost be too much. That one's just like a really well done sweet tree with nothing else. It's just pure and classic. So that one's a favorite. And then the next one I have here is Yuletide Carols. This is winter fir trees and sweet vanilla bean. The vanilla bean in this comes across really like body care leaning, and then paired with like that sweet tree. This is a very like sweet vanilla, like it's kind of like vanilla balsam from Bath and Body Works, but much more like almost body care-esque, like sweet. So I actually prefer this over vanilla balsam. Sometimes vanilla balsam from Bath and Body Works can smell a little too like edible vanilla with a tree, which I don't like. So this is a really, really well done scent. I will say, unfortunately, the wax didn't perform super great for me this year. I do have this in a scoopable, which scoopables tend to perform pretty good for me in my home. So I'm hoping that the scoop in this performs better next year when I melt it, but that's all right. This was a pretty light, I mean, I could smell it, but it was definitely on the lighter end for me. So that was a bit of a bummer, but that's Yuletide Carols. Also happily use that scoopable that I add because I love that scent, and I especially love it in body care from Zape. It's so good in body care. This one here I picked up this year. It was 2 little gingerbread shapes in the scent Hansel and Gretel's House. It's gingerbread, graham crackers, and vanilla frosting. I also have melted the scent in finished bags in the past, or a bag in the past, I think 2 years ago. Love the scent. I should have gotten more of the scent. This is a very well done gingerbread scent. This is actually less spicy to my nose than the buttered gingerbread from the Bathing Garden. This had more spice, more of a kick to it. This one had less of a spice, but this one to me smelled more like an actually, like a cooked, like a baked gingerbread cookie. This smelled like a warm baked out of the oven gingerbread cookie, but then you get like a ton of that vanilla icing. And I said it last year, and I still stand by this. It kind of reminds me of a cinnamon bun made with gingerbread spices. So like a gingerbread cinnamon bun with a ton of like that vanilla icing on top. That's what this smelled like. I loved it. I definitely will grab more of it next year if it comes back, and I hope that it does. It's very good. All right, we've got Holiday at Gatsby's. Yeah, let's talk about this. So Holiday at Gatsby's, this is sophisticated pine, hints of tonka bean, and fresh bubbly citrus. I think that this is the Fizzy Pop oil. I'm 98% sure that this is just the Fizzy Pop oil paired with like a pine and a vanilla scent. This is actually surprisingly really nice. And I'm usually not that big of a fan of Fizzy Pop scents, but this one is really, really unique because you don't smell a lot of like tree mixed with Fizzy Pop. And it kind of reminded me of like a gin and tonic. That pine, sometimes gin tastes like, I said this before when I hauled this originally. Sometimes gin kind of tastes like tree to me, like a Christmas tree. And then tonic water is bubbly, of course. So this smells like a gin and tonic. When I was melting this, first off, I mean, a little of this went a long way. This was a very, very strong scent. This was like a 9 out of 10 for performance. This was almost as strong as the Mrs. Claus's cookies from Harper James. So very, very strong. A little went a long way. And it was just, it smelled refreshing. Like it smelled like I had opened the doors and just let in the cold winter air. It just smelled very fresh, clean, crisp, woodsy. But then that citrus made it like, I don't know, it just heightened the freshness. Really enjoyed this. I have this in a scoopable, and I actually gifted my sister the clamshell of this. So I just have a scoopable left, but I would definitely get more of this. If they bring it back next year, very happily would get more of that. That was really, really good. This one is from last year that I just finally got around to melting now. This is Santa's Diner. It's caramel praline lattes, buttermilk pancakes, and maple syrup. This was really, really nice. I loved it. It just smelled like a classic breakfast, like breakfast bakery type scent, like a pancake or waffle type scent, mixed with like that nutty, rich, sweet caramelized praline scent. This was really, really well done. Kind of reminded me of like a pumpkin pecan waffle scent a little bit, kind of like that. It doesn't say it's pumpkin pecan waffles, but it kind of smelled like a pumpkin pecan waffle with a praline. No, I really enjoyed this. I would definitely get that again. That was a very good performer. I have the Night Before Christmas. This is flannel sheets, fresh snow, and pine trees. Another one that's kind of gave me a similar vibe to the Holiday at Gatsby's, where it kind of smelled like you opened the door and there was like a fresh breeze, like cold air, fresh tree scent breeze kind of coming through. But then the difference between these is this had like a bubbly, kind of refreshing bubbly scent to it and no laundry component. But then this one definitely had like a freshly made bed, like freshly laundered sheets kind of component. So this was like if you're opening the doors in your living room, this is like if you're opening the door in a bedroom. So very, very pretty. I also, oddly enough, thought on cold that this was maybe possibly could be a headache inducing scent, because sometimes laundry scents unfortunately kind of can start a headache with me. I don't know why. It's an unfortunate thing because laundry scents can be very pretty, but sometimes it happens. I don't know, it just happens. In this one I was nervous and maybe could do that to me, and it didn't at all. This actually, the laundry, once you warmed it, was a lot more toned back than I thought it would be. So I was really happy and grateful about that, and I enjoyed this enough. It was a good medium performer. I would probably pick up another bag of this next year if I saw it come back. I really liked it. And then this one is the last one. This is Always Slayin'. I did have a sample of this last year, or last Empties, and I kind of mentioned that I was going to have a full bag empty, hopefully, of this, and I did. This is sweet orange and berries, spiced clove, warm tobacco with caramel, vanilla, and bergamot. This was so unique. This was so unique. Another one that I have not smelled anything like this before in Vendor Wax. There was definitely like the clove spice, but then the berries were like sweet and like almost like juicy berries with clove, but then you got like that sweet like tobacco scent that kind of worked really nicely with the clove. So it was like warm and rich, not overly spicy, but there was a spice quality, but then it was like berries and sweet, but not like warmed berries. Like, it's not good. Like just berries, just normal berries. But then you get, I don't know, then you just get like the other components to it. It just was very unique. I really liked this. I really like this. I would definitely get more of this also. This whole melting basket, like finishing up these leftovers, overall, so good. Like Always Slayin', I would get more of. Night Before Christmas, I would get more of. Holiday Gatsby's, I would get more of. Santa's Diner, I'd get more of. Hansel and Gretel, I'd get more of. Yuletide Carols, I have more of. I just have to see how that scoop performs. White Christmas always. Yeah, this entire basket, you guys, was chocked full of just winners overall. Just so many good scents. So really happy about the fact that I was able to finish up all of these scents. And most of these, some of these were from this year, but most of these were things from like last year, and I just didn't want to have to hang on to more. So that's the empties here. And I'm just quickly gonna share all of the things that I have left that I'm going to roll over and hold on to. I'm gonna double bag everything that you see in the bin coming up, double bag it and store it away for next winter. So that's, I'm feeling really good because it's only a small bin. So I'm feeling really, really accomplished what I finished for my holiday wax this year. So hold on, I'll be right back. Honestly, overall, not too many things. So I have a couple things from Rose Girls. Most of these, actually all of these snowflakes were from the Mario Melter collection. So I have, did someone say Christmas cookies? I have Christmas Eve in Cookie Land, which that one, I don't love the idea of holding on to that for another year, but that's another one that it's like, it's only a small snowflake. And if that for some reason doesn't come back, like if an oil goes away and she doesn't bring it back, I will be very sad to not have it back up. So it's just a little snowflake. I'll happily hold on to that for next year and hope that the performance is good. And I'll definitely grab some mini melters if it comes back next year. Then I've got Koopa's Christmas Carols, Frosted Glacier Christmas Camp Out, in Silent Night mode. So all of these snowflakes I will hold on to for next year, unless something, I don't know, unless something strikes me to like melt them sooner, maybe I will. But for the most part, these will probably be rolled over. I have Rockin' Around the Tree from Harper James. I have Feelin' Noggy, also from Harper James, as well as Santa's Suit. And then I have 3 scents from Teddy Bees that I'm going to be rolling over. I already double bagged these. Nutcracker Sweet, Oh Christmas Tree, didn't get around to melting that one, and Christmas Past. 2 from Zape. Actually, I have a couple more from Zape, but 2 shaped bags from Zape. I have Christmas Eve. This is a classic, as well as White Christmas, another classic that I can't go a Christmas without. Honestly, a lot of these, I'm looking at these, a lot of these I'm like, these are the scents that I like don't want to go a Christmas without. So I'm like fine with hoarding these for another year. This one is Salt Mountain Melt Winter Citrus Wreath. This is one that I actually might maybe pull out this winter while it's still cold, but I don't know. Maybe I'll hold on to it for next year. That was so strong last year when I melted it, like so strong. I have 3 scoops from Zape. I have Holiday at Gatsby's, Tinseltown, and Yuletide Carols. Once again, those are 3 favorite scents, so happy to have some more of those. I have Yuletide Carols and Holiday at Gatsby's in clamshells. I thought I gave my sister that one, but I don't. 2 backups of those ones as well. I have a scent from Kay's in Santa's Fireplace, and a clamshell in Vetiver Bells from the Bathing Garden. 2 tubs from Teddy Bees. I have a Holiday, and I also have Witches Be Crazy for Eggnog, and I just feel like that's a Christmassy scent. I have 2 of these bags here from Knoll's Farm Scents. The first one is Holiday Truffle, and the second is 'Tis the Season. And then finally, I have 3 mini melter bags from Rose Girls. I have Where the Treetops Glisten, I have Big Nick Energy, and I have Whoville Square. So all of these scents will be double bagged and stored away for next Christmas. And hopefully the scent lasts for a lot of, I think the majority of these are like tree-based scents and not bakery scents. There are a couple that are bakery, but for the most part, the only one that I'm really concerned about is Christmas Eve in Cookie Land from Rose Girls. I think the rest of these are totally fine. I know scoops tend to last forever for me. Like I've had scoops for like years and they still perform. So I'm not really too worried about those scoops. But I think overall it should be good just to hold on to these for another season. So that is it. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed my empties, and I am very excited to share my upcoming melting basket with you guys, and I will talk to you in that video. Bye guys.